We are giving time. We giving time. All right. I think I can see two persons already joined. Welcome, guys. If you can hear me, just indicate in the chat. You know how we do it. Very quickly. Okay, sorry for that interruption. I believe you can hear me clearly now. You should be able to hear me now. So kindly let me know. You can hear me clearly now, right? Should be able to hear me. I can see Marvel, I can see Promise, I can see Ogiva. So guys, confirm you can hear me, please. Let me know in the comment section. Awesome. Oh, I really don't know what the issue was though, but I think I kind of figured it out now. And thank you for your patience. So, guys, you know how we do it. Very quickly, let's do some housewarming. Just go on the community, tell them the live session I've started, then also share the link so that more persons can join the call. So, yeah, if you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Richard Chuku, and I'm a cloud engineer. I coach people on landing remote jobs and building a successful career by working from the comfort of their bedroom. Yeah. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back to my live session. So this is week 3 of the live sessions we've been having. And during the first week, we talked about how to the mindset you should have while working remotely. And number 2, in the week 3, we talked about the top 10 digital skills you should be learning in 2025. So for those of us that probably want to get access to the videos, the replays are available on the playlist. So all you need to do is just go to the Earning Work and Earn Remotely playlist and go through the previous sessions. So in today's session, we're going to be talking about something very, very critical and something very important, which I titled How to Land, Get Where to Actually Get Remote Jobs and Freelancing Gigs. So I get this question a lot of the time, like almost all the time. People asking me questions like, where do I go to look for remote jobs? Where do I actually start searching for these remote jobs? Where exactly are these jobs that pay me about $500, $1,000, $2,000 every month, and so on and so forth? So can I actually get these jobs as I'm a Nigerian, if you are watching from Nigeria, or can I get this job just by sitting at home and waiting for the jobs to come? So this session majorly are for people who already have digital skills and you're looking for where to actually look for remote jobs. You know, either that or you actually want to get started learning digital skills and you want to figure out if it's actually possible to get access to these remote opportunities. So, guys, if you're just joining again, you're welcome to the call. Do well to like the video. If you're not a subscriber yet, do well to hit the subscribe button and share the link for others to join the live session. So awesome. So let's dive right into it. The first thing I would like to talk about is if you watch the previous session, that was the last week's session, where we talked about the top 10 digital skills. We shared a lot of skills that would help you get started and also some resources that would help you get started working remotely. So it's this session is a follow-up of the previous video where we talked about those skills. So now let's assume you already have the skills required. You've learned web development, you've learned technical writing, you've learned digital marketing and other digital skills that should help you get started. The next thing you should now look at is where to actually find these remote jobs that pay you a huge amount of money. So that's what we're going to be focusing in today's section. In today's session, right? So the first thing I broke it down into various categories. The first thing I have here is let me just have a look at my notes. Yeah, yes. So we're going to be covering some remote jobs platforms. Now, here's the trick. There are a lot of job platforms out there, and so many of them that includes from remotejobs.com to um, Beehive to B Jobs to Upwork. There's actually Upwork for freelancing gigs, but I will not just give you random links and tell you to just go and check. I'm going to be showing you exactly how this platform works, and why you should actually be using these platforms for your job search purposes. And we are also going to be talking about LinkedIn for those of you that probably have been asking me questions on how you can get started on LinkedIn, how you can land remote jobs, if it's actually possible to even land remote jobs. LinkedIn is one of like the biggest job search platforms, even though it's not just job search, but it's like one of the biggest job platforms where you can easily go on the platform and where you can easily go on the platform and search for a job that suits you. Okay, so LinkedIn is one of those platforms, and I'm going to be talking about LinkedIn also as we proceed. So first things first, I would like to, okay, when I get to talking about LinkedIn, I'll share my screen for you guys to see some practical things. In this, one of the things I told myself in these live sessions we're going to be holding, I'm going to be showing you practical stuff that I've done that worked for me, and I've also helped people work on. So I'm not just going to be telling you stories. What I'm going to be sharing with you are things that work. Okay, so yeah, so straight into where can you find remote jobs and how can you get verified job listings, right? So one of the platforms we're going to be looking at is one platform titled flexjobs.com. So as we all, you know how we do it, we share the resource in the chat box. Yeah, you can get access to it. But in this particular live session, I would also like to share my screen and show us practically how these job search platforms work, and how you can actually apply to these jobs with your digital skills. So let me just quickly share my screen so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, um, first platform here we have is remote jobs. It's called flexjobs.com. So this is actually a very popular job site where you can find remote jobs, no ads, scams, or junk. I like this particular website because, like I said before, LinkedIn is not just limited to job search. Okay, and this a platform like this are platforms that usually collate thousands and thousands of remote jobs all over the world. So if you're looking for a job in US, you're looking for a job in Canada, this is a platform you can use to get started. So all you need to do is just go on the website, and of course, you should know how to use your search buttons by now. So let's say I'm looking for a software engineer role. I just quickly type in software engineer, work from anywhere in the US, work from anywhere in the world. So I click on work from anywhere in the world, and it should automatically give me access to software engineer related. Um, there are certain jobs that are specific to certain locations, and how you can easily know if a job is open to anybody all over the world is by, for instance, senior team lead CV engineer. You see what we call 100% remote work, full time employee. Now, these labels are helpful for you to actually know exactly what the job is all about. Now, there's even a translator. So there are so many remote jobs, even beyond the skills I shared the previous week. You can have access to jobs like this. Um, Another thing I would like to also let us know is, before we continue into some other job search platforms. Now, this platform is very pretty straightforward. You can actually sign up and or log in. When you sign up, for instance, you'll be asked to put in your CV, and so that you can automatically apply for certain jobs whenever they come up. So, like I explained, again, reminder: LinkedIn does not is not the only job search platform. So, uh, this is another platform that you can have access to remote jobs. And I hear some people when some people come to my DM or come to me on LinkedIn and they ask me questions like, I'm finding it difficult to land jobs. Like I can't even find the right jobs to apply to. That shouldn't even be a question. The harder question should be, what am I not doing? Why am I not getting interviews to landing these opportunities? Not where to find the jobs. That's why I decided to hold this particular make this week's live session about all you need to know about looking for remote jobs, so that and show you the best resources that I use personally, and also I've introduced to a couple of persons that I've coached that has helped them over time. Now, another thing I would like to show us is this another amazing um, place you can actually get access to these jobs. Now, let's say you have a specific company in mind. Let's say Microsoft. You want to work with Microsoft, for instance, and you don't know how to get started working with Microsoft. Let me just show something you can quickly do. Now, this is Microsoft's official website. Let's say I want to figure out if Microsoft is hiring for certain remote jobs. Now, every company website that has hired persons in the past or they are currently hiring people, they always have a particular part of the website that is tagged career sections. Now, I want you guys to really take note of this. If you're just joining, you're welcome. But please stay tuned and stay to the end because there is something I'm going to be sharing with you at the end. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about in LinkedIn and how to land jobs on LinkedIn and secret strategies that you might not have heard of in landing jobs, remote jobs, especially on LinkedIn. If you're just joining, do well to like and also subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. So yeah, moving forward, let me show you something that a lot of people miss out on when it comes to career search or job search on specific company pages. Just a bit of housekeeping. If you can hear me, if you can still hear me, just indicate in the chat that you can hear me. Just type so that I know you're following me. And so far, so good. If you're taking notes, just let me know in the chat in the comment section that you can hear me so that I will know that you guys are still following. Okay, so the let me move forward to talking about what I was talking about. So every company that hire either the company has hired in the past before or the company is currently hiring. How do you even know that the company is hiring? These are questions that a lot of people ask. Oh, I find it difficult to. I've checked them on X, I've checked them on LinkedIn, I've checked them, but it seems like they're not hiring. Now, one of the easiest ways to know if a company is hiring, let's say Microsoft, you want to work with Microsoft. I use Microsoft because it's quite popular. You can do this for any company. So the first things first I want to do is I want to scroll down to the end of the website. It's usually at this part and go to where it's tagged careers. You can see what I'm doing, right? I click on careers. It automatically takes me to every single role that is available for Microsoft. Now, Microsoft has a pretty amazing hiring procedure. They even explain, okay, life at Microsoft, benefits, culture, diversity and inclusion, flexible work. Now, this is if you want to go ahead to search for, of course, before you go ahead to apply for a job, a remote job, maybe you're a graphics designer, you're a web developer, whatever skill that you have, whatever digital skill that you have. If you want to work with companies like this, you really want to know why exactly you want to work with the company, what the company culture is all about. Now, this will save you the headache of um complaining at the end that you applied for a job and it seems like the job is not what you expected or the job is not giving you what you want. It will save you that headache, right? Because a lot of these companies, they are being regularized by government policies and all that that require them to give access to certain information. And of course, the company of Microsoft doesn't really hide stuff. You know that it's a good company to work at. But if you just want to be sure, you can get access to benefits, culture, diversity and inclusion, and flexible work. You can read about all this. But this is our focus for this session. Again, if you're just joining, and I don't want anybody to go off this call. I want you to stay to the end because we'll get to the part where we talk about LinkedIn because I know that's where a lot of people are having issues with how to get jobs on LinkedIn. Is LinkedIn still working and all that? So now, just like we did with the flex jobs, I want to search for the role of a software, okay, software engineer. And let's say I'm in Nigeria. I want to know if Microsoft is hiring in Nigeria because they have a branch in Lagos, Nigeria. And I quickly do a job search, and automatically it should either tell me if they're hiring and give me certain roles that I can apply for. Okay, no results. It means that currently they're not hiring for Nigeria. So what I want to do is I want to just type software engineer and click on find jobs. Now you can actually also use the search. Maybe you want to talk about if you are looking for more student and graduate related roles, or you are looking for more experienced roles. You can use this filter to get access to, if you are looking to work 50% from home or 100% work from home. I see how easy it is. Now, when you use these filters, it's maybe you have some preferences in mind and you don't want to waste time, and you just use the filters to get access to. Now, let's say this particular one I was open 2 months ago, software engineer, full stack, multiple locations. Now, if I click on this particular role, it should give me access to information. What was the date it was posted? January 1st, 100% up to 100% work from home, travel 0 to 25%. Now, there are certain remote jobs that actually give you access to relocation opportunities. Now, there are people who, um, I know a lot of people who have relocated, they traveled out of the country on sponsorship by a particular company. But for that to actually happen, a lot of times you have to be extremely good for a company to pick you up. I've worked with several companies remotely, but I've never worked on sponsorship where they take me outside the country. And although we're getting there in the future, but I've worked 100% remotely from the comfort of my bedroom for various companies. For those of you who have been following me online before, I've worked with companies in Canada, UK, and all, right from when I was a student in the university. So, like I said, first things first is that all about the skills. For those that have not watched the previous video, please go back and watch the previous video before this video on the playlist where I talked about how to get access to the digital skills you need to learn for those that already have digital skills in order to apply to certain job opportunities. So yeah, going back to this particular job site. So with this, you can have access to all the information you need about the job, see if it's something that fits your interest. And I think next week, or is it next either next week or next 2 weeks, we're gonna be having a session about LinkedIn CV optimization, because most of these jobs you require you to submit a CV and all that. So the next, oh, I don't know how to optimize my CV. I don't know how to write a good CV. Don't worry, this YouTube channel is so packed and ready for you to land your next million. Let's say not million to an next. Let's say your next $1,000 or $2,000 opportunity. In fact, I think in the next week or no next 2 week session will be how to land your first $1,000 remote job. For me to tell you that, it means that I've done it. So yeah, so that is, let's try this for another company now. What other popular company would you like us to try it with? Just somebody should just give me a random um company on the chat that has a website, of course, that we can actually try this in, so that we know you guys are following me and you are getting what I'm saying. For those as well joining, if I'm not like the video, do well to like the video, subscribe if you've not subscribed to the channel. So yeah, someone should just drop um a random company in the chat box so that I show you that this actually still works too for any kind of company that hires. For those that'll be watching the replay sometime later, you have access to the live chat. So some of the things I'll be dropping in the chat box will be available on the live chat. Okay. So nobody's dropping any company. Apple. All right. Thank you, Promise, for that. So let's search for Apple. Of course, it's already giving me Apple Nigeria. I love Apple's website. It's 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 sleek. So yeah, so like I said, all you need to do is to scroll down. But this is Apple Nigeria, so Apple Nigeria will not be hiring in Nigeria because there's no branch in Nigeria. But we're talking about remote jobs here, so let's look at if they have job opportunities. Now, again, the same process. I go to career. In some companies, it's stated for Apple now. It stated career opportunities. Apple's website is so sleek. Oof. Is it just me, or I don't know if you also love Apple's website? Their developers are something else. So yeah, I scroll down and yeah, life at Apple, just the same way you had life at Microsoft. This is another opportunity to for you to know what it looks like to work at Apple. So I scroll down. Now, Apple grouped their job opportunities into different categories. Of course, Apple is both a software and a hardware company. So there's software and software and services. So let's say I'm looking for a job in hardware, I'm looking for a job in machine learning and AI, or in support or service. So what I want to do is that I want to go to software and services. So when I go to this, I'm able to get access to different job opportunities. Now it's grouped cloud and infrastructure. For someone like me now, this is where I need to go to find available cloud and infrastructure roles. Now, the reason this is important is sometimes these companies don't go to LinkedIn to update their job opportunities, or they don't use third party tools. Like the third party tools, example of third party tool I shared with you before is flexjobs.com, which is already in the comments in the chat box. So sometimes companies like this don't use third party job sites. They just prefer to upload it on their website. So utilizing their career section is very important. Now you can see, because I put Nigeria as a filter, they're not really hiring for Nigeria. So what I want to do is that I want to just search for, okay, yes, I remove Nigeria as out of the filter, and I just want to search for general software engineering. Now, of course, you can use, just like we did in Microsoft, you can also use your filters. Let's say I want to use keywords like I'm looking for a role in software engineering that is related to cloud. I want to include those keywords. If I also have specific teams, of course, I've already selected cloud and infrastructure. So products and services. What part of Apple do you want to work on? Is it the AirPods, Apple accessories? For now, I'll just leave that blank. So it's giving me a wide range of options. Language skills. Now, immediately I click on that, it's already filtering and giving me the opportunities. Now, can you see that? It's pretty amazing, right? So these are job opportunities. 20th March. Now, even the dates that the job was released. So when I hear a lot of people say that there are no jobs, I can't really find um remote jobs to apply to. Somebody said Nvidia. Same thing, whatever company, while just using tech companies because those are the companies that hire tech talent the most, or hire um people remotely the most. In career section, now the careers, I click on careers, I will also get access to all the job openings at Nvidia. So process for any company website you are looking for. Again, they group theirs into AI, auto, and hardware, depending on what exactly. Let's say you're looking for a hardware job at Nvidia. I click on learn more. It should take me to. It's pretty interesting. So this is a scope for a lot of you that are probably complaining that you don't know where to go to search for the right job. Is how to get access to remote jobs. So if you want to go straight to the company, you already know the company you want to work for. Just go straight to the company website, get access to the career page, and all just use the right filters, and you are good to go. Okay. So now that we've been able to cover that first aspect, that the first things first is a company page. That is one place you can go to get access to these remote jobs. And guys, this is pretty interesting because a lot of these jobs, like I already explained, pay you as, imagine earning as high as 1,000, even if it's just $1,000 every month in Nigeria. Convert that to naira, that would be about giving you about, I think dollar is about 150, 1,550. So let's just say about 1.5 million naira every single month. How many people earn up to that amount by working from the comfort of their bedroom? So, and there are jobs that you can easily get that amount based on your skill set. Or maybe you're watching outside Nigeria, maybe you're watching from the US and all that. Of course, you should be more familiar with the remote job setting and also hybrid work. There are some jobs that require you to be in the office like once in a week, twice in a week, while there are some that you can work fully remotely. That's like I already explained, where you see 100% remote opportunities. So depending on the opportunity you are looking for, it's available for you anytime, any day. So if you have been following so far and you're getting value from this session, or if you watch the replay later, I just want you to let me know in the chat, let me know in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed, if you are just the first timer, ensure you are subscribed to the channel and ensure you like the video and share so that other persons can have access to this content. So yeah, now that we've understood that one of the first places you should be looking for remote jobs, if you are, I love that, value, value, value. That's what I wanted to say. I always tell you to type that every single time. Value, value, value. So if you are already familiar now with the company that you want to apply to, you're not guessing, you already know the company you want to work with. Like I already explained, ensure you go to the company website and go to the career section. So now, but let's say you don't really know the particular company you want to work with, and you are just looking for random remote jobs all around and see what fits your interests. Now, this is where you now go to third-party job sites like LinkedIn, flexjobs.com, which I've already shared before. But let's go back to that for those that possibly missed it. Let's go back to flexjobs.com. So if you go back to flexjobs.com, this is a third-party job site. You don't need to pay money to access the site. All you need to do is just to sign up for free, and you have access to thousands and thousands of jobs. Like I already explained, use the search button. So of course, before applying to a job, maybe you don't really know the company you want to apply to, but you know the role is very important. So let's say you are a graphic designer looking for a remote job. I just click on anywhere in the world. Now, remote, 100% remote. That's what I'm looking for. What is the job type? I'm looking for employee, freelance, or temporary. So let me explain what this means. For employee, an employee is somebody who is fully hired by the company. There is no termination of contract. There's no specific time for your job to end. You can be fired when they want to fire you, maybe based on some certain criteria. Well, so you're a full-time employee. So if you're looking for that kind of job, or you want to freelance, freelance is basically one-off. So one-time job, maybe you are hired as a graphic designer to just do a particular job. Now, this is more popular on platforms like Upwork, right? So platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. For some of us that have probably heard people say that they get jobs on Upwork and Fiverr. So Upwork and Fiverr, for Upwork and Fiverr, those are majorly what we call freelance jobs. So they are jobs that people will just hire you um for to do a particular project, maybe to design a flyer and pay you instantly, and you move on to the next freelance opportunity. So that's the difference between being a full-time employee or a freelancer. Then temporary could be based on contract. Maybe you have to work with them for 3 months, you have to work for 6 months. So, like I explained, before you apply for any job, you already have to know the type of job you want to apply for. So, I've already said for graphic designer, let's say I'm looking for a full-time role as an employee. I'll tap on employee, schedule, full-time, part-time, flexible schedule. I'm looking for full-time. Career level, are you entry level? Entry level is usually from 0 to 2 years or 3 years of experience. Experience is from 4 5 years and above. So let's say I'm entry level, you're looking for an entry level role. Now you can see. And the amazing thing about this site is that it gives you access to the date that the job was posted. You can see 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 90 plus days ago. Now, this is pretty exciting because you can literally, like I said, there are so many jobs available. I feel one of the problems we have, especially in this part of the world, is information. So information is actually key. And that is what this channel is all about, to expose you to all these things that a lot of people pay. I can literally charge you money for to give you access to these things, but I don't want to do that because the whole essence of this playlist is to ensure you have the right access to the right knowledge and the right opportunities. So yeah, so you want to scroll down. You also want to check for salary amount. Imagine an entry level job paying you 4,900 to 8,300 USD monthly. So then I want to explore this particular role now and see what it's all about and see if I actually meet the criteria to apply. So as a graphics designer, so or okay, now it's actually locked because I've not signed up. So they usually do this so that they can get access to your uh, login details, but it doesn't cost much to log sign up. So all you need to do is just sign up and get access to that. But I don't want to do that right now because it's not part of the scope of this teaching. So, but the idea is, if I scroll down, I'm able to see now. If you note, this particular part talks about location, US national. US national means that you have to be a citizen of the US. But still, this one that says work from anywhere, 9 days ago, 15 to 35 USD per hour. So if you're looking for a job that pays you per hour, a design role that pays you per hour, this is another amazing opportunity for you to explore. Eh, so it's pretty crazy that most of these opportunities are here. Some of these opportunities stay here for months, applies to them, and they're just waiting, sitting, waiting for people to apply. Okay, now let's say you want to be more specific. That maybe you want to work in Nigeria for some reason, work remotely in Nigeria. I don't know what the reason would be. You can go ahead and search, choose a particular specific country you want to work um, with. So yeah, that's that for you can do well to explore the websites too at your own free time. Have access to so many other roles depending on your preference. So for those that are just joining, maybe or you just joined the call, I need you to stay to the end. Don't worry, we'll end the call in the next 18 minutes. Yeah, still about 18 minutes where we'll talk about LinkedIn in depth because I know that's where a lot of people have been having problems with. And oh, LinkedIn is this, LinkedIn is this. People are making a lot of noise on LinkedIn. Should I join people making noise or should I just focus on how I can get access to opportunities? I can tell you for a fact, LinkedIn has helped my life, guys. LinkedIn has helped me. My first remote job I landed in my second year in the university was from LinkedIn. I didn't even have to apply. The recruiter reached out to me in my DM because of my activity on LinkedIn, and they've already been seeing the works and the things I've been doing. So, guys, if you already have a skill, I want to transition into LinkedIn now. But before I get there, let me just quickly show us another website that you can also have get access to these remote job opportunities. Now there is also a website called weworkremotely.com. I just dropped it also in the chat. So let's explore that particular website. It's also the same particular thing. Yeah. So, largest job board for remote jobs. Of course, every one of them will tell you Jazz is the largest. So, and it's pretty amazing. Just like the previous website I shared with you, it's still the same process. Whatever job you're looking for, just use the filters. If you're looking for a job that is related to programming, design, DevOps and sysadmin, management and finance, product, customer support, sales and marketing, whatever skill you have, you're looking for a remote job on that, you can easily get access to it via a platform like this. So now let's say I'm looking for design. I don't know why I'm using the design, but I think there are lots of designers. So I'm looking for a design job. Now, full time anywhere in the world. Full time anywhere in the world. So what this means is that they are hiring remotely anywhere in the world. Senior software support engineer, senior platform engineer. So I want to be more specific to design. So the more you scroll down, the more you see design jobs, senior product designer, 100,000 USD or more. Now, the question that a lot of you might now ask, are these jobs real? Are these jobs real? The truth is that you, most of these sites, whatever sites I share with you are verified sites. I don't just go and look for random sites and give you access to it because I'm very concerned about people who follow me and so that they will get value for listening to me. It's not easy to listen to me for a whole hour. So I want to ensure that you're getting the right value. So these sites are verified. I can't really vouch for every other ones, but these are the ones I can really vouch for now. Another popular site again is indeed.com. At least some of these platforms are platforms that I personally have used, and also people who have coached have also used this particular website to land opportunities. I also just shared indeed.com with you in the chat. So just do a quick verification. So I want to find jobs. Again, job title, and the city. I don't want to sign in. So again, let me just do I'm looking for now. There was a particular internship I got during my time in school. It was a remote internship. I actually found it on Indeed. I applied, went through the process of interview, and I got the opportunity. It was from Indeed. So, like I said, guys, I'm not going to be sharing with you any websites that is not verified that I'm not sure of. So trust me when I tell you that any website I'm giving you information about is something that I've used. So let's say I'm looking for a cloud engineer role, which is my niche. Now, one thing I love about Indeed too is that you can specify if you're looking for an internship or a full-time role. An internships are basically usually between 3 months, 6 months, sometimes a year. You can specify the location. Now it's giving me locations in Nigeria because my location is in Nigeria. So let's say I'm looking for an internship in Lagos, Nigeria, cloud engineer internship. I just do my search. Automatically it gives me women in tech internship, DevOps cloud engineer. I saw this application on MoneyPoint website few days ago. I don't know if it's still on. So this is for women in tech. They're actually giving they had an application for DevOps cloud engineer. Now see different roles as related to my specific location that I selected. If you want to change the location, you can also do that anytime you want. Just go here and click on the location you're looking for. Now, for these jobs, these are not really remote jobs. I think these are on-site jobs, but it doesn't mean they are not also remote jobs. Like I said, job type, for instance, now internship, company, all companies. Let me just put all companies. Dates posted, last 24 hours. Okay, maybe last 24 hours is too short. So all you need to do is just explore the particular website, and if you don't see a particular job that you need that you like in another website, all you need to do is to go to another website again and search for that particular job. And before you scroll through 2 to 3 websites, you will definitely see jobs. The problem now will now be which one should you apply for that match your skill set. That will now be a major problem. I mean, it's a good problem, not that you can't find access to these opportunities. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys, but I believe I'm making sense. So if I'm making sense, of course, do well to type value, 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 and share this video, guys. I'm dropping serious updates here. Share this video to your friends. Now, drum roll. I'm gonna be using the next 5 minutes to deal with LinkedIn and how you can apply to jobs on LinkedIn and certain things you need to have a look at. That a lot of people don't really know about LinkedIn that really works. And I'll give access to us. I'm sure you've gotten your questions ready. In case you have any questions to ask me, go ahead and type it in the chat, and I will answer the question in few minutes. So now, yeah, the last thing, let's look at LinkedIn. Anytime I just put in LinkedIn, it should take me directly to my profile. So, guys, for those of you that are already following me on LinkedIn, if you're not following me on LinkedIn, my name is Richard Triku. LinkedIn is a platform that has helped my life. I keep saying it. As you can see, this is my profile. This is what it looks like. I'm a cloud engineer. Um, I'm a trainer. This is my experience section, guys. So this gives you credibility for those that want to know who I am and all that. This is the perfect place for you to know me. So there's enough credibility. There's enough proof. There's enough evidence of my experience. And this was right from when I was in school. I started building my LinkedIn and building my personal brand. I have certifications, I have projects, I have volunteering, skills, recommendations. I have recommendations from both local and foreign people that I've worked with, as you can see. So, but yeah, I'm not here to tell you all about me. If you want to have more information about who I am, just go ahead to my LinkedIn and have a look at it. So yeah, um, the main thing I want to focus on is remote jobs, right? On LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has a particular section, a category for jobs, as you can see. If I click on jobs, automatically I'm already having things that are related to my role because I've been able to optimize my LinkedIn in such a way that anytime I open it up, I have access to certain alerts and information to specific jobs that match my skill set. If you want to really learn how to do that, it's beyond the scope of this call. All you need to do is to send me a DM on LinkedIn, and I'll give you access to something that can help you to get to know how to optimize your profile to have access to these opportunities. But beyond that, let me show you how to do just the way you have those job sites that I told you about. You can also look for certain jobs on LinkedIn. So again, back to our regular role as a graphics designer. Maybe you're looking for the role of a graphics designer, United States, but you want a remote role. Again, LinkedIn also has filters that you can use. Dates posted. I want to in the past month, because any job that is beyond the past month we already have thousands and thousands of applicants. Okay, so experience section, internship entry level, associate, mid senior level, depending on your experience. Let me just leave internship and entry level for the sake of this um session. Now, salary. LinkedIn also has a way you can filter to know the exact salaries you're looking for. But for now, let me just leave it blank. So I give me a wide range. As you can see, 679 results. Company, again, if you want a specific company, you have a specific company in mind, maybe Microsoft, you can search for Microsoft. And but again, like I explained before, there are certain jobs that are not available on LinkedIn, but are available on the company website. So this particular part is for companies that also post their jobs on LinkedIn, on their LinkedIn page. So LinkedIn automatically identifies that this company is hiring based on the fact that the company posted on um, their LinkedIn page. So now, for the sake of this tutorial, let me just leave company blank so that I don't limit it to a specific company. Remote, of course. Are you looking for on site? Do you want to travel there? Are you looking for a job that requires you to be present in the company? But in this case, we're talking about remote jobs. So I'll just click on remote. Now I have 44 results. So you can see now these are jobs that are fully remote. This is a brand designer role posted 3 weeks ago. 100 people clicked apply. Now, one thing I would like you guys to note is that don't be scared anytime when you see the number of persons that apply, because not everybody who applies for a job is qualified for the job. I've had opportunity to be in touch with a recruiter, and the recruiter made mention of something striking. The recruiter said that they had a job that had over 200 applicants. And out of the 200 applicants, only 5 people actually proceeded to the next stage. The reason was because only five of those people paid attention to the instructions. Now, this is another key part. When you're applying to remote jobs, instructions are very key. In fact, when you're applying to any job at all, but let's make it specific for remote jobs, instructions are key. The reason is because sometimes a job might tell you, send when you send in your CV, send in a 1 minute video of you telling us why we should hire you for the job. There are certain applications that are like that. So that particular job, the recruiter mentioned that out of the 200 persons who applied for the job, only about 5 persons paid attention to that detail and sent in a video. So imagine the ratio of 200 to 5. So you might see 100 persons, 100 people clicked apply. But don't be surprised. You'll be surprised that out of that 100 persons, first of all, 50 of them are not even qualified. Then let's say about 40 persons sending a shabby application. Maybe their CV does not is not optimized to the job application and all that. If you're interested in CV optimization and LinkedIn optimization, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Reach out, you could send me a DM and we'll get started and talk about that. Or just let me know in the chat if you are watching this video. You're watching the replay of this video later on. So yeah, scrolling down now to being a brand to this brand designer role. Again, you need to read through about the job, about the role, responsibilities, qualifications, benefits, compensation. So now let's say I want to apply to this particular role. I click on apply. Now LinkedIn is telling me to increase my chances of being viewed. I should share my full profile. Just for the sake of this tutorial, though, let me just show you. So now this is another thing. This particular job took me to the website that Okay, you're not really seeing. Let me share this tab. So this is exactly where it took me to. It took me from here. It took me from here to here. Now, this is the site for the particular company that is hiring. Note that this is not LinkedIn again. So where people miss it is that they don't have the ability to identify certain jobs that are specifically on LinkedIn and you apply on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is like the third party tool where they take your CV and submit it to the job board. While certain jobs we redirect you to their job site. So now this is a brand designer, United States, and is a remote opportunity. The company is Cresta. So it gives you details about the company, the responsibilities, qualifications, perks, compensation, and then asks you to apply all that. So your LinkedIn profile, portfolio. Yes, for those of us that maybe you're a developer and all that, or you have a digital skill, you don't really have a portfolio. It's also part of what I'm going to be talking about. But in order to go in depth and really know how to get a portfolio, of course, let me know in the comment section if that is something you're interested in on how to create a portfolio to help you land these opportunities. Let me know in the chat section. So yeah, I just wanted to use this to explain to us. So going back to LinkedIn, you can see there are different job opportunities. In fact, LinkedIn every single day, research has proven that every single day the amount of jobs that are posted on LinkedIn every single day is, I don't have the accurate figure, but it's more than 100 jobs are posted every single day on LinkedIn. So if you are job searching, you have a digital skill, you have a skill already, and you're looking for the right place to get the right opportunity, guys, don't sleep on LinkedIn. So that is for job search on LinkedIn. Now, one more thing I would like to add, which is like a bonus. Let me start in. Which is like a bonus for us is this. For those of us that probably are not used to the whole system of applying to jobs on LinkedIn, or you without applying to jobs, you want to land opportunities. Like I already told us, I landed my first remote job on link and the opportunity came on LinkedIn because the recruiter reached out to me and it was with a company in UK. At that time, I was a graphics designer. Maybe that was why I'm used to using graphics designers a as an instance or giving example. So, if you want to be that person that you prefer the recruiter to come to you and the jobs to come to you. If you're just starting out, it might not be like that for you. You might have to apply to 100 jobs, 150, 200 applications in order to get the perfect opportunity. But you can also devise a strategy of being active and posting consistently on LinkedIn, posting content that are related to your niche. So, for instance, you're a graphic designer, you want to educate people on why they need good graphics for their business or their brand. Or you want to be specific that you are a graphics designer to B2B SaaS companies. What does that mean? B2B SaaS are basically software as a service companies. So instead of just telling everybody you are a graphics designer, you design flyers for just everybody and anybody. You want to be specific and niche down to be graphics designers for B2B SaaS. So what that means is that a company like what's a popular B2B software as a service company? A company like yeah, okay, Microsoft does B2B and also B2C. But let me just say Microsoft. So a company like Microsoft, for instance, you can say you want to be a graphics designer for a company like Microsoft, strictly for B2B SaaS. Or you want to go through this route. You can say you want to be a graphics designer for Web3 businesses. So any business that has to do with blockchain, cryptocurrency, and all that, you want to be a graphics designer for those businesses. Now, why is this important? This is the scope. Don't lose me now, guys. And if you're just joining and you've not liked the video and subscribe, do well to like the video, subscribe, and share to people. But if you have been here from the beginning, you've not missed. I'm sure you're getting a lot of value. So for those of us that are just joining now, and this is like the final part where I'll be giving the tip that a lot of people miss out on. So if you want to be that person that people reach out to on LinkedIn, oh, I saw your post, I saw you are a graphic designer, you work with Web3 businesses. I have this Web3 project, I have this cryptocurrency project I'm working on, and I need a graphics designer for the company. That's how the job comes sometimes. They can just come in your DM and the recruiter says, "Oh, I saw your post about this, and I feel you'll be a good fit. We are hiring for this particular role. I feel you'll be a good fit for this role. Go ahead and apply." And let me tell you guys, one of the interesting things you have to notice is that if a recruiter reaches out to you on your DM for you to apply to an opportunity, you are at a better advantage. The reason is because for them to reach out to you, it means that they have found that you are somebody that is valuable. You are the right person for the job. So you have more leverage to even negotiate your salary. You have more leverage to decide the perks and the benefits that you get from that particular job. That is the scope. So while you are also applying for opportunities, you want to ensure that you are active on a platform like LinkedIn. If you want to get started on how to sign up on LinkedIn, how to optimize your profile, like I said, let me know in the comment section or reach out to me on LinkedIn, or I prefer to let me know in the comment section and I'll let you know what to do exactly to get started with that. So, guys, we have come to the end of this particular session. Again, if you have not watched the previous video about the top 10 digital skills to learn in 2025, the video is in the playlist and I'll put the link in the description. All you need to do is to get access to that video, watch that video. If you're still trying to figure out the particular skills to learn in order to get started working remote, and you will you'll be up to date on this particular playlist and all we have been talking about in these live sessions. So, guys, I will give you the next 2-3 minutes for us to ask our questions. If you have any questions, if you got value from the session, I can see people already in the comments typing value, value, value. Go ahead, use the fire emoji. Tell me, show me some love on how exactly that you actually got value from this session, because I shared some things that people pay thousands and thousands of dollars to actually learn from me. I shared it for free because that's what the entire live session is all about. So if you got value, type value, 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 use the fire emoji, make some noise and go crazy in the chat section. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask your question, and I'll do well to answer that question, and then we end the live session. So, guys, for those of us that will probably be watching the replay after, anything you hear me say throughout the live session, go ahead and anytime you hear me say this, go ahead and put it in the chat box. This is because I will definitely come back to the video to respond to your comments, to respond to your chats. Yeah, somebody said opportunities are really everywhere. It's true because opportunities are everywhere, but it's only available most times to people who are not ignorant. So what I want you to let me know is that type in the chat box, I will not be ignorant. I will not be ignorant. Because you can't be following me and you are ignorant of these opportunities. There are so much opportunities in the online space, especially if you have the right skill set. I will not be ignorant. Somebody type that. I will not be ignorant. If you're watching the replay, type it. I will not be ignorant if you watch the replay later. So yeah, thank you guys for joining the session. If you have any further questions based on what I just shared in this live session, do well to also drop it in the chat, comments, and I will respond when I go back to the replay of this particular session. So, guys, once again, my name is Richard Chiku, and as usual, keep learning, keep growing, and stay rich. Bye, guys.